With every great boss, there has to be a great boss battles. You're watching top 10 boss battles of all time with me. Well, not top 10, but top 5. Starting off our list is Cesare Borgia from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I had no choice but to put him on here. Cesare Borgia was one of the hardest boss battles I ever beat, and it took a long time. It took me about 2 hours to beat him, but it was pretty hard, and I did like this boss overall, though. It was a really great boss that didn't take very long for many other people to beat it, but it took me a while to beat it. Anyways, Cesare Borgia was a really good boss battle, and he deserves to be on this list. Finally, you played Super Mario World for a really long time. You've been trying to beat it, and then Bowser comes out of his pedophile copter into you. The only weird reason about the only good thing I have to say about the Bowser's World boss battle is that, well, pretty much the only way you could beat him is that if you do those little Koopa things on him, and you couldn't really kill him anyways, even if you didn't have them. So, what good luck. But anyways, Bowser from Super Mario World was one of the best bosses I ever played, as well as Cesare. It was the first video game I ever played, and the first boss battle I ever seen. Sadly enough, I did beat him, but I didn't beat Star World or any other that thing. I think I felt too weak to play the rest, if you can believe that, to play the rest of the game for its full potential. But still, I did play a little bit of Star World. And the weirdest part about that is that Peach looks a little bit weird in this one, too. I mean, if you look right there, she's waving her hands around with brown hair, and then at the end, she looks different. It's the weirdest part of this boss battle, but whatever. Anyways, Bowser deserves the number 4 spot on this list. Emperor Bulblax. What can I say about Emperor Bulblax? Well, the only thing I can say is that he's an obese Bulborb with a big, fat body. Pigment 1 End Boss by Emperor Bulblax is one of the best boss battles I played, but I didn't beat. Sadly, I did get to play through it, and it was one of the most fun boss battles I ever played, once again. The only bad thing I have to say about this boss is that it was really hard to figure out what you were supposed to do, even though what I'm showing you right now is what you're supposed to do. Throwing bomb rocks and letting your Pigment die, or letting the Pigment throw it into his mouth. I mean, not much people could have figured that out, but that's the only thing bad I have to say. Otherwise, this was a really great boss battle, and for great reasons. Now, on to number 3. Finally, you've been playing the Super Smash Bros. Brawl for about 10 days now, and you finally got to Taboo. But then he throws a couple punches, and you finally find out how hard it is to beat him. It took me literally 3 hours to beat this with one of my friends that I played with this. And let me tell you, it was one of the hardest boss battles I ever played, but for good reasons. Taboo wasn't just a regular boss battle. He was a man with special powers. The only lesser attack I have to say is when he grows butterfly wings, and then he shoots little things of lasers at you. That was pretty much the easiest thing to attack, because you can block that with your bubble shield, which I thought was pretty cool. Although, even though it was really hard to beat in the end, I still love this boss battle for that reason only. It deserves to be on number 3 in this list. On to number 2. What? Fabian has Pigment 2 boss on this one as well as Pigment 1? Well, yes, I do actually. I didn't really get to play much of this boss battle, but one of my friends that I used to have actually let me play the boss. Even though he had never said, he was still kind enough to let me play this. And let me tell you, it is super hard. Almost as hard as Taboo, only harder. Imagine Taboo, only it was a big, giant mechanical thing, and pretty much, it was hell. Other than that, it was still a really good boss battle play, and it was pretty fun, for that matter of fact. I thought one of his lesser attacks was when he shoots water at you, because that was the easiest to dodge. Plus, you just had to run in a little corner. Anyways, on to number 1. What I think was one of the weirdest, yet best boss battles I ever played. What? The spider from Limbo was one of the weirdest and creepiest things I've ever saw. It was super scary, and I almost pissed my pants when I saw this. The spider is a really weird thing that you don't really get to see its face, but you do get to see what it looks like. And let me tell you, you die the most weirdest way ever. But anyways, the weirdest part about this is that the spider is all like, and then it kind of hits you with this little thing until you die of blood loss. This was pretty scary, and it was pretty weird too. And that's why I think the Limbo Spider Boss deserves this spot on number 1. Goodbye, you guys.